At Northern Lights Canada, we saw accessibility as an opportunity more than as a problem. The idea of an accessible workplace and accessible services were consistent with our core values that had been long established. And so when the legislation around accessibility came out and we were forced to think about training our staff, it actually became a tremendous opportunity. We took the time to train all of our staff around accessibility issues, and in particular the needs of clients who have specific accessibility needs. And the payoff for us has been tremendous, because as a result we've got a staff that is confident in their ability to provide services to clients of all sorts, and they're equipped with the tools that they need to do that. From the client perspective, what we see is they feel honored right away because we're able to meet them in a way that is sensitive to their individual needs, and that allows us to build a trust relationship between our staff and our client very quickly, and that of course is a tremendous engine for achieving what we're trying to achieve with every individual client. So it's been actually very positive for us, and I would encourage businesses to consider an accessibility agenda as an opportunity rather than as a problem.
An awful lot of things, but first of all, let me tell you what we do here. We have 210 employees in our 6 stores in Scarborough, and 33 of those employees have a disability. And that's employees from every department, from entry-level positions to logistics to production, right up to management. We have 2 managers who have disabilities, and one of them has multiple disabilities, and he's been with me for 11 years, and they're doing a fantastic job. The important thing is, with hiring people with disabilities in the workplace, it's not just the right thing to do. There is a compelling business case for hiring people with disabilities. And let me give you one good example on that. The average turnover rate for a Tim Hortons store for their employees in a year is 75 to 80%. But for our stores in Scarborough, it's 43%. And that's not because I'm a better operator. It's simply because we hire people who have a disability. People who have a disability can sometimes take years to find their first job. But when they do find that job, it's going to be very precious to them. They're going to keep that job. And for a lot of us, the grass may be greener on the other side of the fence, and we may take a chance and go work somewhere else. But for a person who has a disability, when they're working at your business, they don't want to take that chance. They're going to stay. But that's not even the best part. The best part is that the rest of your employees who do not have a disability, they want to be part of something special. They are working for an owner or for a business that is inclusive. So they don't turn over as fast as the national average as well. So the overall turnover rate for a company that hires people with disabilities is lower. Sometimes much lower. As you can see with us at 43%. And you can imagine how much it costs. And in your business, you know what it costs to turn over one person. Multiply that by 100 people in 1 year, and you can imagine how much money you can save by having people with disabilities working in your business and not turning over. There's also a very compelling business case for having your business accessible, particularly if you own a retail business. Because if you can have people in wheelchairs, or people who are deaf, or people who are blind, able to access your goods and services, you're obviously going to have more customers. More customers can access your goods and services. It means a healthier bottom line. It means you're making more money, and that's the point. The real sad thing is that people with disabilities 40 years ago had a 70% unemployment rate in Ontario and in Canada and in the United States. 70%. Today, in 2012, it's 70%. So we really haven't gotten very far in the last 40, 50 years. It's still the same percentage of people who are unemployed. Why is that? That's because businesses keep buying into a series of myths and misperceptions, such as a person with a disability is going to work less safe. A person with a disability is going to take more time off, is going to be sick more often. Or a person with a disability is going to require so many accommodations, it's going to be too expensive for your business. All of those are myths. The fact of the matter is, and according to studies that have been done over the last few years, people with a disability work 97% safer than a person who doesn't. And I can prove that because I've hired 82 people with a disability in the last 17 years as a Tim Hortons franchisee, I have never had a WSIB claim on anybody working with me who had a disability. And I wish I could say the same about the rest of my staff. People with a disability take less time off, not more time. The job is precious to them. People with a disability often come to work early and leave late. Now when it comes to vacation time, they don't want to take their vacation time. But sometimes we have to force them to take a couple of weeks off every year because the job means too much to them. As well, people with a disability can quite often be more innovative than a person who doesn't. Picture this, for example. If a person is in a wheelchair, living in an apartment, they have to get up in the morning, take a shower, make their breakfast, take the elevator down to the parking lot, get into their car, put the wheelchair in the back, and drive to work. That person is already a lot more innovative than you and me. Now you take that person, you put them in your workforce and put them in a team or put them in a pod, they're the ones who are going to have the innovative thinking, they're the ones who are going to think outside the box. So whenever we have a person with a disability in a team like that, they excel, that team excels. And we've done that in our drive-thrus at Tim Hortons. We actually had an order taker who was in a wheelchair. The people at the speaker, the customers at the speaker didn't know. And she did a fantastic job. We had a problem in that particular store where the number of cars going through was low because the cars were going through too slowly. But this particular team member, using innovative thinking, was able to motivate the staff to work a little bit better, work a little bit more intelligently, and that meant more cars went through the drive-thru every day. That means more money for me and my business. So like I said, there's a compelling business for hiring people with disabilities, and there's a compelling business case for making your retail business accessible. The fact of the matter is, hiring people with disabilities is good for business.
What's accessibility mean to MTC? It means lessening the burdens for people that have a disability or able-bodied. It means tapping into a workforce that has all the mindsets, the eagerness to work, the ability to work, and dependability. So to us, it just means allowing all people the right to work.
We are an automotive retailer in the town of Whitby, and one of our main pillars is to treat everyone the same, with respect, with patience, with tolerance, and that not only includes our team members but also includes customers that enter our facility. When we look at individuals that have disabilities, we have several staff members who have disabilities who are an amazing addition to our organization, both from a work ethic standpoint and from the point of view of how they interact with customers. We also have customers that have various types of disabilities, whether it be assistive aids, whether it be psychological levels, whether it be hearing. All of these things, our staff is well aware of how to ensure their comfort while they're here and to make every effort to meet their needs. Our building is designed such that people with disabilities can easily maneuver around, both in our customer waiting areas, into our service areas, into our sales areas. And it's very, very easy to participate in our facility and within our organization. With regards to customer service, we are embarking on a staff training program that reviews the current standards that have been legislated, making staff aware of the importance of customer service for people of all walks of life. We are in the process of presenting the policies and procedures with regards to accessibility information, policies and procedures with regards to working with people from a communicative standpoint that have disabilities, providing company tools and resources to assist our staff in ensuring that every visit for every customer is A1 every single time. We also are going to be training the staff in terms of crisis situations, in terms of what we perhaps will need to do or could confront at some point during a customer's visit. But in the end, everyone that walks into our organization is greeted, is listened to, is spoken to by every staff member, and many of those elements are things that are just as significant for people that have disabilities.